Mark was sat inside this new £10 million first team training facility which the first team have moved into this week. What are your initial thoughts on the building?
Awesome. It's absolutely incredible building. I think that a lot of work's gone into it, a lot of thought's gone into it, a lot of money's gone into it, and it's all aimed for giving us an environment that's really elite, and we've got to work to match it, and really the owner is clear in his ambition, and that is obviously passed down through to us. It's not lost on us the fact that the money's gone in for a reason, and we need to make sure we step up and deliver what he wants on the back of what has been a significant, hugely significant investment during his ownership. And I think that is that is one of the driving forces behind why I'm here, why everybody's here, and we want to try and deliver that.
What areas of the building have really impressed you so far?
Every bit. It's incredible. It's state of the art, and it's something that some clubs can only dream of. So yeah, we're really privileged, really lucky. Want to look after it, but make the most of it, and understand how lucky we are, because there is a tendency to fall into a comfortable sort of feeling, but the environment has got to be really challenging, and that's something that will remain the case and grow over time.
In what ways can these elite facilities help the first team in both the short and long term, do you feel?
Well, obviously you've got the facility here. You've got all of the sports science, the technology, and everything that you need to deliver the program that we deliver, and obviously then it's transferred out onto the pitches, and the most important thing remains the pitches. But yeah, this is something else, different level that I've experienced, that's for sure. But I think we've got to make the best use of that and deliver with performances and results.
Just talking of performances, the Fulham game last weekend, having had time to reflect fully on it, what's the main positives that you took from the performance?
We created a couple of chances, took one of them. We hadn't taken any chances prior to that for 3 games, I think, and we looked a little bit better. Obviously it gives you a lift anyway. You're playing against Premier League opponents, so it's different than Championship football day in, day out. It's always good to play against top level players, really well coached, and really, if you can enjoy a game that you don't come out as winners in, that was potentially it, because we'd done okay in the game. They made 10 changes to their starting lineup, so the level of the quality of the opponents that you're facing. But I thought we'd done pretty well in the game, and with more thought, with just a little bit of thought, you can draw the game and go to extra time and try and take that on. So we were still in it with 4, 5, 6 minutes to go, and just a poor decision. Not blaming the goalkeeper, not blaming Seko. Really, it was just one of those things where a bit of decisiveness was needed. And really, I don't care if you put your foot through that, and we'll talk about it later. But if you're going to play, then it's got to be right in front of you. The movements weren't right. It was always going to be a pressure from behind, and Harrison Reed just stepped through and took the ball off and finished like Premier League players can finish. So yes, that was disappointing. The positives were that we were in the game right until the end, and we could have had more goals certainly. And the second shot from Lamine, where he'd connected with it really well, and that was in all ends up, and he's made a brilliant save, the goalkeeper, and tipped it onto the post and wide. But there are, and will always be, some regrets because we didn't capitalise in the moments that we needed to against a really, really good team.
In terms of this weekend, a new manager's gone in at Leicester City this week. What sort of scenarios does that throw up from your side of things in terms of preparing the team?
We'll prepare the same as we normally would, knowing that Gary's gone in to Leicester. Doesn't really change anything for us. We just continue in in the way that we want to, and we know they've got good players, Leicester. There's no doubt about it. You know, I think that their situation is very, very difficult, and Gary's gone in to try and steady the ship, and we're, you know, we've got to aim to create some choppy waters for them. So that's our aim, and our focus is will be on us.
In terms of player availability, are you hopeful of getting some players back soon?
Yes, I'm always hopeful of it, but you know that's sort of still a pipe dream at the moment. So they continue to work, and then we'll get them back when we get them back, and you know they will be welcome when they do arrive.
Tomorrow's match is the first of back-to-back home games over the next few days, and our final 8 of our final 14 matches are at home. How do we try and harness that advantage of being at home?
You know, look, you know, it's never easy, you know, but we've been dealt a hand that makes things pretty hard. But I think, you know, we're still optimistic, we're still positive, we're still 5 points outside those playoff places, and that can be clawed back pretty quickly. So we've got to go with that intent and that belief that we can cause teams problems, and we can start to pick up points on the back of that.